What do you think?
Oh, that's right. What do you think here today? Hey, I'm Ann Eller right here with you live on WCRS, and we are live on Facebook too. So good morning, good morning, good morning. It is Juneteenth. It is Emancipation Day for Texas. Really, that's what it comes down to. The rest of the world, rest of the United States, as much as it was back in those days, was already free. But down there in Texas, they did not know. And so an order came down. I think it was order number 3 I was talking about earlier. And yes, it is Juneteenth was the day that happened. And it became a celebration. And in 2017, or yes, is that right? What was the year that it became an official holiday from who signed it into law? When was it? Since June 17th, 2021, excuse me, when President Joe Biden signed it into law. So it's also known as Emancipation Day, Freedom Day, and Jubilee Day, and that is June 19th, called Juneteenth National Independence Day. So actually, I think it was only Texas that didn't realize, or did they? That is the question that we don't know the answer to. But officially, that is the day. All right, we got a lot to get to here this morning. Yesterday afternoon, I had a really good sit-down interview with Representative John McCravy. I love having people in studio. I think that telephone interviews certainly have their place, but I love having a person in studio where you can sit down, look each other in the eyes, and be able to have extended conversation and not look at the time constraints of a telephone conversation. Not that you can't talk on, Lord, we know people that talk on the phone all day long. But it's just, to me, it's most effective when people can and are able to come into studio. So we had a great conversation. We talked about a lot of the different issues. We talked about everything from, you know what I'm talking about, the pay raise that the legislators gave themselves. John was a definite no on the budget, and he said basically his no came from the fact of the pay raise. And then somebody's going to correct me and go, no, Ann, it was in-district expense. Well, yes. That's true. It is in district expense, but it was, they can use it on anything. They do not have to show how they spend the money. I mean, if it's an expense, wouldn't you have to show how you spent it? I think so. We haven't heard, at least haven't seen anything yet about when our South Carolina Supreme Court will hear that case. So I'll be anxiously looking forward to seeing when that comes up. Anyways, we talked about a lot of things, and one of the things that I did not realize, and all the time talking with John McCravy, is that he is also on the Government Efficiency and Legislation Oversight. And they have oversight over everything. And it is a committee that meets during the summer. So one of the things they're going to be looking at is insurance costs. And I was fascinated by that because, you know, we have so many questions. And part of the problem is we have not been able to see where the insurance companies, when they passed the law on liquor liability here in South Carolina earlier this year, one of the complaints for most of the legislators that were working on this bill is they got no cooperation from the insurance companies. Well, they're going to be looking at all that down there in Columbia this summer, and they will be looking at some other issues too. But that is one that I think is pretty huge. So we'll be looking for updates on that. Another thing that he brought up, and again, I remember that coming through, but then nothing happened on it. Less government, more prosperity. South Carolina Republicans pass H3021, ends outdated regulations unless reapproved, prevents unelected bureaucrats from creating new rules without approval. Let me say that again. Unelected bureaucrats from creating new rules without approval. Requires a regulatory budget. One new rule, two must go. One new rule, two must go. Because as John said, we have too many regulations, and when we talked about businesses and how that is a problem with all the regulations just trying to get up and going. Strengthens transparency and accountability, puts citizens over bureaucracy, puts citizens over bureaucracy in legal disputes. That is another good one. This was, as I said, South Carolina House Republicans pass H3021. I wonder what happened when it got to the Senate. Of course, it came right out and they passed it, right? Wrong. Wrong. No, it's sitting over there because you know that the Senate is the deliberative body, right? Yep, there you go. It's a doggone shame. It went there, I think it went back in March, and never made it out of committee over there in the Senate. Should have been one of those no-brainer. And we talked about some of those no-brainer bills that should have made it out of committee. We talked about some of John's struggles with his compatriots down there, and it was a most wide-ranging, great interview. I highly recommend that you go back and watch it, listen to it, however you like to consume your media. It is up on Facebook. No, you do not have to be a member of Facebook in order to enjoy this video that we did. Just go to Facebook and then WCRS 98.5 FM /1450 AM. Look under my videos and you will find it. So, of course, other than this one today, it's the most recent one. Share it, like it, help me get recognized out there for all the good things that we do right here on WCRS. I looked at how many views our videos have had in the last 28 days. Over 20,000 views. So we are definitely getting the word out there, and it is thanks to you and all the people who like and share what we do right here on WCRS. So here's what I have to say. Thank you. Thank you very much. Without your help, this wouldn't happen. Without all the people sharing their videos on WCRS, it wouldn't happen. Without you liking and sharing them, it wouldn't happen. So thank you very much. Even Facebook has noticed. They said I can collect stars now. Woohoo! You can give me a star, but you have to purchase like $5 worth of it, and then you give out penny stars as it goes. I don't think it's really worth it, but it is an honor to have been selected for that. So Facebook, thank you very much, and for all of you that make it possible, thank you very, very much. All right, so we talked about John McCravey yesterday. I mean, we just seem to be having some powerful interviews. Today, this afternoon, like I said, you don't want to miss County Manager Toby Chappell, fresh off a trip to Plano, Texas. That's right, his daughter is part of the, the 2009-2010 team, I think it is. That was their first experience, the 2011-2012 girls. This was the second time they got to go. And then the boys, 2009-10, I think. I could be wrong on that, but there was a boys team anyways that went too. So 3 of them got to go. So let's continue talking about things that are going on, but you don't want to miss that this afternoon. Anything else? Yeah. I love my texter, my Supremo texter here. So many. Goodness. Okay, where's the voice? Too many new laws passed are because people have no common sense. You know, I think that is so true. They keep passing laws because they don't think we're smart enough to figure things out on our own, or that we will be careful about doing things correctly. So, we pass a law and they got to do it. The problem is we have lots of laws on the books that are so old and so antiquated, and they are the only thing that you can say about those laws is this: that if somebody wants to get you out there, they're going to find a law that they can get you on. Everybody has done something illegal, no matter how minor or how minute it is. If they're looking for a way to get you, they will find a way to get you, because we have so many old and antiquated laws that of course they can find something, and then they keep adding all these new ones. That's why I was so excited to see, and I must have missed this when this passed, H.3021. Looks like it should be passed, and hopefully the Senate, maybe you'll take it up this year. They took up their pay raises, no problem, didn't they? Requires a regulatory budget, one new rule, two must go. That sounds like one new rule, two must go. One new rule, two must go. Sounds like a chant to me. We may adopt it right here on WCRS. All right. So let's see. We have any other comments here? Nope. Karen Reed, let's just talk a little bit about that. By the way, I want you to know we do have a video from the girls that went to Plano, Texas. We're going to play it right here, I hope, right here on the live Facebook Live, and it's cute. It's cute. It really shows their enthusiasm and that they really soaked up the whole experience. In fact, why don't we see if I can play it for you right now? I loaded it in there. It's supposed to be ready to go. Let's see if I can do it. If you are tuned in on Facebook Live, WCRS 98.5 FM /1450 AM, you can watch it on, I'm going to play it right now. I have just added some new technology to be able to do more right here. My technology guru said, and we're going to give you a baby step, and if you conquer that, I'll give you the next step. I said, what? You don't think I can do it? He goes, oh, I know you can do it. I just don't want you to get confused. All right, so we're going to try to play this video right now from the girls in Texas. I think it's a little over 2 minutes. It's got lots of pictures, and their audio is just great. It's just great. So let's go ahead and play it. Again, if you miss it, you can go back and watch this on the Facebook Live, provided it all pulls up and plays. So without further ado, let's take...
Hey guys, this is Alyssa Powell,
Yesenia Renault,
and Priscilla Jackson with the 2011/12 Toro soccer team. We had a super early day Thursday and hit the road towards Atlanta, but not before a Starbucks run. We were so excited to get on the plane. Some of us have never been on a plane before, so this was exciting. We may have made too many pit stops, but my mom and aunt gave us plenty of time to get there, so we were good. When we got to Dallas, it was 11:30 p.m., and we had to get a rental car and went to the hotel. We got dinner in the airport so we can just get in bed and rest up before our Friday games.
Friday, we were so nervous and ready at the same time for the game. Our girls came out strong after all the nerves settled. We played against Arkansas. We scored an early with a beautiful goal by Kate Griffith. We had a tough second half. The defense held strong, but we walked away with a 2-1 loss. In the evening, we wanted to spend time together, so the team and parents got together at a baseball game of White Sox versus Texas Rangers. This was so cool because none of us had been to a professional baseball game.
Saturday's match tested our strength. The Texas heat is nothing like heat in Greenwood. It's brutal and nothing we Greenwood people are used to. We played hard and scored a goal early on. Our keeper, Annabelle Chappell, Chappie is her nickname, made some incredible saves, but we lost 2-1. We did fight hard though. After the match, the team went to main event, which was super fun. All of our team went bowling and we got to go to the arcade. This was fun because we got to compete against each other in arcade games.
Sunday, we were tired but super excited. It was our final game and we wanted to come out strong, but even though the girls gave it all against Louisiana, the score ended with a 2-1 loss. We were disappointed, but our parents were right. We are South Carolina champions, and we know we made it this far. We'll be back, I know it. Coach Bass said we did great and that we should be proud of ourselves. When we were thinking about it, he's totally right. That night, the team did putt-putt day, and we also did some sightseeing and went to Reunion Tower, which was so cool. We got to see all of Dallas way up high. Not gonna lie, it was scary, but pretty cool. We got some awesome pictures up there.
Day 5, we were ready to get home. Dallas has a lot of traffic, and the heat is on a different level. It made us miss Greenwood and our people so much. We were supported by the entire Greenwood community. We could feel the love from Texas. We can't wait to be back and represent Greenwood, South Carolina again. Let's go.
Was a great thing that they learned from this trip, and I can't believe it. It was hotter there than here, but that's what they said. We are going to be up in the 90s all next week. This is just going to be unbelievable heat. All I can remember is last year when we had that nice long spring before we jumped into July with all the heat from, of course, the Festival of Discovery and Blues Cruise coming up. But congratulations to the gals and guys that went. They represented South Carolina, and a big shout out to the parents, the coaches, everybody that made this possible, because without their support, this would never happen. And you got to figure all these parents, week in and week out, they take the girls for their practices. They travel across the state, and it's a big time and expense, but what an investment in your child and or children. So congratulations to all who made that trip, all that made that trip. Let's see. So that's, I was going to read the scores again, but they did a great job, and I am so glad that I am associated with them and was able to help them out. So I'm Ann Eller, in case you didn't know, talking about things happening in our world. One of the things that, don't forget, this afternoon at 5:05, Tony Chappell is going to be with us right here on WCRS Radio, and so will County Council Chairman Theo Lane. 5:05 right here on WCRS. Okay, we've got Karen Reed, the gal that was accused of killing her husband, was going through a second trial. And one of the things that was, I'm just going to say, kind of bizarre is the jury said they had a decision. The judge called everybody back. Then they came out and they said they don't. And so they stopped all the proceedings, told everybody to stay in the building. The jury went back in and was going through. They came back out. Don't know what happened. One person, two persons, somebody decided not to go with it after they said they would go with it. This was a four-day, but it's the second time she's been tried on it. Second-degree murder, you may remember the case. This was from up in Massachusetts, and she was accused of hitting her husband with a car and then driving off. There was a lot of other lots of other information. There were dog bites on the man. He worked for the police department. There's some of the things that were said. Was it a cover-up from the police department up there? I don't know, but the bottom line is the state did not prove their case, and she is a free woman. So that is the story there. Also, yesterday in the news, some of the things in the news, the power is on in South Carolina. Legislators proclaim in celebrating a massive energy law that Governor McMaster ceremoniously signed a law aimed at meeting the growing state's future energy needs. Legislators and utility executives gathered in front of the governor's mansion. Whew, that must have been kind of hot. On Wednesday to celebrate the passage of new law permitting Dominion Energy, permitting Dominion Energy and the state to make this grow. So to make our energy grow here. So what's all this other stuff? Let's see, Dominion Energy and state-owned utility Santee Cooper to partner on a proposed 2,000-megawatt natural gas plant along the Edisto River in Colleton County. This massive piece of legislation, which McMaster actually signed into law last month, also included measures meant to speed up permitting process for power plants and pipelines, which at times have dragged out over in the court system for years. It also makes it easier for utilities to raise power bills on an annual basis, a request that power executives said would result in smaller, though more frequent increases that customers can adjust to more easily. I protest! Just because you do it more, so this year it's $1, next year it's $1.50 more, 2 years from now it's $3. Who knows what it'll be? I'm just using that as an example. But there could be a raise on your power bills from CPW right here because of this law. I think I saw something about that. So that is down there in along the coast, Edisto River in Colleton County. So that is good. Duke Energy just announced that they will be doing a new power plant. Where is it? Outside of Anderson, right there in Anderson. So things are happening on the energy field. I think that is a good thing. One of the things that is worrisome is as they say, we've got so much business coming in here. You need to have the appropriate power that you need. One of the things that I think is rather, I'll use the word exciting, is the use of small, very small individual nuclear reactors to be able to use at plants that use a lot of energy. So those are some of the things that are happening as far as that goes. Also, the U.S. Supreme Court upholds Tennessee's prohibition on transgender medical care for minors. Hallelujah. Hallelujah. So that is another thing that is a good thing. And in other news, something you may be interested in, I think this is something to be considered. More than 100,000 people in South Carolina could lose health insurance if federal help expires. More uninsured people could create a cascading effect that increases preventable deaths, a study found. So it goes on that Erin Johnson is scheduling as many doctor's appointments as she can before the end of the year. The James Island resident is among an estimated 142,000 South Carolinians expected to lose their health insurance with the end of an expanded federal subsidy that helps pay their premiums. This aid is set to expire at year's end unless Congress approves another extension. That would further strain the state's hospitals, cause people to get sicker as they delay seeking care, and increase preventable deaths, advocates are warning. For Johnson, losing the expanded subsidies means she'll likely skip any potential follow-up appointments she needs. She said it's actually really scary, and she works as a nanny in Charleston. Subsidies under the Affordable Care Act, often known as Obamacare, have existed for more than a decade. The subsidies help pay for private health insurance plans on the online marketplace. So this is something that could be a problem. Just thought we should just mention that. Don't know what the federal government is going to do, by the way, but it is something that could happen, and we need to be aware of it. It says on an average, South Carolinians save between $500 and $700 each month using the expanded subsidies, according to the Public Health Institute study. We're not going to talk much more about it. I just think it is something to be aware of, And in other news, what else do I have here for you this morning? Let's see, what did I want to talk about? Yes, I wanted to talk about this right here. I read this early this morning. I cannot believe this. How could this child have piled up this many charges? But this is what this article from Newsbreak says. Over 275 charges filed in North Carolina and South Carolina against one juvenile. This is an unbelievable story. Now, we don't have the child's name because he is a minor, but a boy has been arrested so many times in the past few months that he's racked up nearly 300 criminal charges in 2 different states, according to the Charlotte-Mecklenburg Police Department. They shared a post on Wednesday that its Juvenile Apprehension Unit had arrested one juvenile 8 separate times between April and June for widespread vehicle break-ins in North and South Carolina. Police said the juvenile was released from jail and placed on electronic monitoring, but the Charlotte police said he cut off the monitor and participated in 100 more vehicle break-ins. He was arrested again on June 5th and allegedly had 2 stolen guns with him. He's been charged with 57 counts of breaking and entering of motor vehicles and 21 counts of felony conspiracy in Mecklenburg County. It turns out at least 8 police agencies in the Carolinas have filed charges against the juvenile. Police say there were more than 275 charges against him. Police did not identify the juvenile. It's not clear if he's current. Police, listen to this sentence. Police didn't identify the juvenile. And then it says, it's not clear if he's currently in custody. What? Come on. Why is this child not locked up for not out running around? But this is the problem. This is the problem with our court system. How could somebody rack up 275 charges? That's what I know. It is just an unbelievable, to me, story. I just can't believe it. I just can't believe it. So if you wonder what's wrong with our justice system, we don't even know. The police didn't even say whether this kid's in juvenile justice or whether he's still out, maybe with another monitor that he's cutting off at this moment to head to South Carolina or Virginia or who knows where to wreak more havoc on this world. You know, it is a shame that we have a situation that is, in my opinion, so out of control on that. And this child obviously, in my opinion, needs help. Why has he not gotten help? That is my question. Why has he not gotten help? It just seems like this is something that needs that needs attention. And this is why parents are important in a child's life. This is why we've got to get back to some family basics to help these kids. But when you have a child that is so obviously out of control, there should not be 275 charges against this child. And how many of these charges will actually just be passed over, nothing done about it? This is just very, 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 very bad. All right, now on to that's another story. Hey, if you got any comments, I always love to hear from you. 864-229-7984. That's 864-229-7984. Supremo Texter says, my personal opinion is the judge and whoever his parole officer was is accountable. They arrest these people and then let them right back out. Exactly. That is part of the problem. This kid should have been put in some program with 207. How did he, the first time he had 5 charges. That should have been enough. Why did he get 275 charges? Officers put their lives on the line. This is from Supremo Texter. Officers put their life on the line to go pick people up, and the judges let them back out, and then the officers have to put themselves back in danger to go and get them again. And that is true. And this kid had 2 illegal guns. So that's just some of the stuff that we're dealing with in society. If we don't get this situation with some of our juveniles under control, if they don't figure out a way to change the system to be able to help these kids, our society will be lost. Just look at what we're dealing with illegal immigration. So that is one thing that is going on. I'm not sure I ever mentioned this story, and I know I need to finish up. Penny is saying, yeah, finish up. I want my breakfast. I got to tell you, I've started my training program with Miss Penny, Princess Penny. And we had our first class, Tuesday night. And then Wednesday night, we were practicing. And she's doing pretty good. So I'm pretty impressed. We'll see if I can keep up the intensity that it takes to do this. Because, when things go wrong, it's always operator error. But anyway, she's doing pretty good. So hopefully we'll be able to have her on the air because she'll be a appropriate partner right here on the radio. All right, but Piedmont Tech has started a Phoenix Fast Track program that's launching this fall. The initiative gives students a faster, more flexible path to graduation, and early results are promising. The decision to shift course formats to the Fast Track model followed national and state research showing that accelerated programs improve student outcomes, especially for those juggling work, family, and other responsibilities. This sounds like a terrific program. We are going to have somebody on to come talk to us about this, but it allows colleges to set schedules that are more flexible and accessible to really all populations. Those that are right out of high school, those that are adult students with families. And so this is a good thing. They piloted this new format this past spring, offering 8-week courses across all academic divisions. More were added over the summer, and the success is already evident. They say they've seen incredible improvement across the board. The percentage of improvement varied, but we had some to close to 20% increase in success in the course. One of the key benefits, students can focus on fewer classes at a time. Instead of taking 5 courses over a 16-week semester, they can now take 2 during the first half of the semester and 3 in the second, reducing the overload and improving focus. The shorter format is also helping students emotionally and mentally. So this is just like, not to make a comparison, but I can do this. This is just like Dave Ramsey and the debt snowball, where he says you pay off the smaller debts first. It gives you a sense of accomplishment. Well, same goes here. If you can take 2 courses in the first semester, concentrate, do well on those, and then go on and take just 3 courses in the rest of the semester, you feel so much more successful. It's not as overwhelming as trying to take 5 different classes and not be able to concentrate on all 5 of them. So in the first half of the semester, you take 2 classes. The second half, you take 3 classes. And so your ability to focus is that much better. After coming off an 8-week session with success with 2 classes, I think one would feel empowered to take the next 3 classes in the next part of the semester. So still on a semester system, but instead of, I'll use the word, dragging it out over 16 weeks for 5 classes, they put it together into 2 8-week sessions. I think that's terrific. They say that the students are more focused, more motivated, and they maintain their momentum. So while they admit it takes a lot of intention as a student, the results are worth it. So this is a new program that is going to be out there at Piedmont Tech. They say not all tech classes will shift to this new format, but lab classes and funeral services and welding will still follow a 16-week schedule. And dual enrollment classes for high school students will still remain on a full calendar. This, I think, is to help the person that is coming back into the school system. I think it's a real boon for them. Maybe they've been out of school and they've got to teach themselves how to get back in the swing of learning. That's what the first class with Penny was about. You've got to figure out how to teach her to learn. And it was a most interesting discussion that I had with her trainer. So I think that's true. We have to get back in the swing of learning, just like we had to get back in the swing of going back into the office, not doing work at home in your PJs. Hey, it's a thing. All right, I'm Ann Eller. I think this morning at 10 o'clock over there at Burton Center, at their greenhouse over there. I was hoping to get over there. I might be able to go this morning. They are selling plants over there at Burton Center. I think that this is a terrific addition to what they do out there at Burton Center. So it started yesterday, so today will be the second day. If you want to check that out, if you're out riding around, you might take a ride over there and check that out at Burton Center. Other things that are going on. We have a lot going on. This Saturday is Food Truck Heaven, International Food Truck Heaven, I might add. So I think that's pretty cool. They're going to have, a bunch of food trucks there. Right there on Oregon and at the Uptown Market. They're actually going to vote on your favorite food trucks. And, of course, the one and only Ruby Harlow has that program going on. So congratulations. Congratulations to another great program. I'm sure it's going to be great. That will be going on this Saturday. What is it? I think it's 10 to 8. So make sure you check that out. Let me see if I can find a few other things that are going on that I want to mention. Part of the things I love doing is mentioning what's going on in our community. So if you have something going on in our community and you want to send me a flyer, an invite, whatever to it, I would love to cover it, mention it right here on WCRS. You can send it to WCRSinfo@gmail.com. That's WCRSinfo@gmail.com, and we'll make sure to try to put it out there for you. So that's one thing you can do. Of course, you can also 864-229-7984. You can leave me a message. You can always do that. You can also text me. If you're telling me about an event, though, please text or email so that I can make sure I get all the details right on it. Also, going on up there in Anderson, the first that was last week. It's going on this week too, for the South Carolina Sunflower Festival at Denver Downs. I think that would be a really fun event to go to. So that's out there coming up this this Saturday down there in McCormick at 3-4 o'clock in the afternoon till 8 o'clock, I do believe, is a car show going on. So make sure if you're over in that area, you check that out. And there are some food trucks all around, farmers markets, and this type of thing going on. Let's see if I can get those pulled up, and we will finish up here with some of these events going on right here in Greenwood. Of course, you know, we have music everywhere, just like we do every week. Local Focal is on the radio here. And let's see. Freddie McClendon is going to be down in Newberry this weekend, so that's on Saturday. Everybody that loves to follow Freddie should want to be down there. They're actually going to be recording a live album for him down there at the Newberry Opera House. How exciting! So that's going on. Also, they now have today, the Ware Shoals Farmers Markets opens in front of the Ware Shoals Museum, 8 Mill Street. That'll be going on from 5 to 7. Saturday, the Greenwood Farmers Market is open 7 to noon. That's at 250 Wilbank Circle, so that's out at the old Civic Center address out there. And they also have the Farmers Market at Uptown Greenwood, 9 to 1. That is on Saturday. So lots of places to get out and get your fresh veggies. The legacy of civil rights for Black Americans is also a key point of recognition for Friday's events at the Benjamin E. Mays Historic Preservation Site, which is celebrating an expansion. Friday at 11 a.m., celebrate the legacy of Greenwood County native Benjamin E. Mays. The Gleams Historic Preservation Site in Mays' name is celebrating the expansion of its museum, recognizing the contributions of this minister, educator, and civil rights leader, a mentor to Martin Luther King. The Historic Preservation Site includes a research library named after Orville Vernon Burton and unveiling a Omega Psi Phi fraternity monument. So that is another one that actually was financed with the 2016 Capital Project sales tax. So there you go. We talked a little bit about the International Food Truck Fest in Uptown Greenwood along Oregon Avenue, 11 to 8. Enjoy a variety of foods as well as music. The Uptown Market Splash Pad will be open and craft vendors will be on site. Cast your vote for the best food truck participating. Voting tickets will be available for $1 each at the information table at the entrance. Admission is free. Just pay for what you eat. And so that's a really good thing. Over there at the Fiddle and Bow, Carolina Bluegrass Style is live at the Fiddle and Bow in Honeypath. Doors open at 6 p.m. Show starts at 7. It is a great venue. It is a great venue to visit. Let me tell you, it's just cool. It's a throwback to a different time, and it's lovely. And kids are welcome. Children, I mean, they need to be at least a little bit behaved. No wild ruffians, but they are invited to come. Saturday, Greenwood's own American Idol Golden Ticket winner Freddie McClendon is at the Newberry Opera House at 8 p.m. Opening is recording artist, singer, songwriter Audrey Adams of Hodges. She will be the opening act, and this is part of Freddie's summer mini tour. A live album will be recorded during the show. So that's pretty cool. So whoever comes to the Newberry Opera House show gets to be part of the live album. So you can get your tickets through the Newberry Opera House website at newberryoperahouse.com. All right, that's some of the things that are going on right here in our area. And I just think that it is terrific that we have so much going on. Don't forget to tune in this afternoon at 5:05. 5:05 now, folks. We're going to go live right here in studio on Facebook, on the radio. My very special guest will be Toby Chappell, County Manager for Greenwood County, and Theo Lane, who is County Council Chairman. So make sure you join us this afternoon. It's going to be a really, really, really big show. If you've got any questions you'd like me to ask, go ahead and send them to me now so I can get them queued up, because sometimes I get so many questions and it's hard to get somebody's comments in, although I always do try. But if you can go ahead and send it to me early, that would be great. 864-229-7984. That's 864-229-7984. Call or text. And if you're watching on Facebook Live, you can always give me a comment like, "Wow, you look terrible today, Ann." No, please don't send me that one. Say, "Wow, sound good, Ann. Wow, so glad you're doing this, Ann." Something to spur me on. Just something to spur me on would be great. We are going to start doing some fun stuff. On the radio, I just have been exhausted, I'll be quite frank, with all the big interviews that we've been having. We are supposed to get an interview with Alan Wilson next week on his announcement, but also we're going to be discussing something that is very germane to our community, So you're going to want to make sure that you're tuned in for that interview when that one happens. Don't have a date on that. And hopefully Tuesday afternoon we'll have the Toros girls and maybe some guys here to talk on the radio about their experience. That's Tuesday. Wednesday, Ellen Weaver will be with us. She, of course, is the State Superintendent of Education. Already have had some questions coming in like, what the heck is going on? No, we've got some questions coming in, so we'll be talking about that too. I think I have said about enough for today, so I am going to say adieu. Penny's sitting down there looking at me saying, "It's about darn time. I'm ready for my breakfast. I'm ready for my walk. What are you doing for me, Mom?" I hope you all have a great day. I hope you tune in. That's going to do it for me. That's a wrap right here on WCRS. Take it away. Bye-bye, everybody. Thanks for tuning in right here on WCRS Radio.
Keep on sharing. The phones are open. Keep on laughing. Give us a call. You gotta keep on caring. As long as you've got a voice, don't ever stop. As long as you've got truth, don't ever stop. You're on the air.